Hey everyone, my name is Tony. I'm a student at Roosevelt High School and a youth leader with Communities United. This is a very special event for us. Why? Because it's not often that we get to come together in a safe place and reflect and heal from all the trauma and injustices we face. Life has always been a challenge for me. I was adopted by my grandmother from birth. My mother was in and out of the picture, and I didn't meet my dad till I was 12. It was a struggle for me not having a dad, with all the stereotypes that comes with it. You know, young black fatherless children are most likely to end up in a prison system. When I was 14, I was going through a lot of depression, and it got to the point where I would constantly contemplate suicide. I was living in a one-bedroom apartment with 4 other relatives, and we were thousands of dollars back in rent. And there were times where I felt like if I was gone, I would be one less mouth my mother had to feed. One day while I was in school, the things that I was going through at home hit me hard, and I needed someone to talk to. So I got permission to go to the main office, but I didn't make it there because a police officer that worked in my school thought I was cutting class and followed and harassed me, and ended with me having to fight him off of me. Why did I have to go through that? Why was I stopped by a cop inside of my school for wanting to get some help? I'll tell y'all why. Our dollars are being invested into school cops, prisons, and weapons of mass destruction that are being used to kill our black and brown people living in poverty. When that money can go towards things struggling families really need, like more jobs, affordable housing, after-school and sports programs, even counselors inside of our schools. All I wanted was to see a counselor. And I know if more money was being invested into counselors inside of our schools, the mass incarceration of black and Latino youth wouldn't be so high. And I wouldn't have been arrested nor expelled for the rest of my 8th grade year. I didn't get to experience a luncheon or 8th grade graduation. I wouldn't have been arrested nor expelled for the rest of my 8th grade year. I didn't get to experience a luncheon or 8th grade graduation. And it hurts me so much knowing that. I hit rock bottom afterwards, and I was admitted into Lakeshore Hospital for wanting to end my life. It didn't help as much, but when I got out, I needed to be strong, even at times I didn't have enough strength to. You know, some people think to be strong is to never feel pain, but the strongest people are the ones who feel it, understand it, and accept it. So I went on to high school, and I started to realize how broken and underfunded CPS was. My school has about 2 to 3 school cops, but not enough counselors, and money to keep our school open throughout the year. Why should students like myself have to continue to suffer and fight for resources? Back in October, I was part of a student-led walkout due to the underfunding of our schools. I was arrested for doing exactly what 100+ students were doing. I went to court for 4 months straight for that case, because the officer put an aggravated battery charge against me because she scratched her pinky finger while attempting to arrest me. After that, I felt like I was at my breaking point. I wanted to give up. But things changed when people from Communities United reached out to me. Since then, so many doors have been opened for me to allow me to use my voice around issues like justice for investments. We need money to put back into our communities, our schools, affordable housings, jobs, and mental health. Our people cannot continue to live like this, because I know firsthand how it feels not to want to live, to go to bed still hungry, to witness your people fighting and killing each other due to a system that is set to destroy us and pit us against each other. But today, we say enough is enough. Martin Luther King once said, justice is not anywhere diminished justice everywhere. We are hurting out here. I have a brother locked up right now, and sometimes I think to myself, maybe he's better off in prison because there's nothing at home to look forward to. No jobs, no resources, nothing to help him. But I'm fed up. We will not stop standing up and speaking out until change comes. We will seek victory. We will get our just reinvestment. We will win. Thank you.